All right, thank you so much for joining us here on the program. This is The Bottom Line. My name is Brian Amwai. Let's do this one more time. Let's have the highlights tonight.
Tonight on The Bottom Line, Interior CS Kindiki directs immediate evacuation of all residents living downstream on the path of storm waters. Business owners declare losses in Ahero after River Nyando broke its banks as counties give food aid to flood victims. And alarm as malaria cases rise to 28% in Bunga County.
My sign language interpreter tonight is Angel Lois. Remember, you can be part of the program by engaging us on our socials. At Amwai Brian, that is on X, at Lookuptv. The hashtag we're using tonight is The Bottom Line KE. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we do welcome you to engage us on those particular social platforms. We'll be sampling your feedback as we continue with the program tonight. We start with matters floods. Interior CS Kithure Kindiki has said the government will cater for the funeral expenses of those who perished in the Mai Mahiu flash floods. Speaking in Kijabe, Bunga County, Kindiki further directed immediate evacuation of all residents living downstream on the path of storm waters, as Ian Kitani now reports.
Floods tragedy in Mai Mahiu, Nakuru County, where the tens of families are mourning their loved ones. The national government is set to foot the funeral expenses of those who lost their lives as the search for more bodies continues.
And the government will take the responsibility of meeting the funeral expenses of all the families who have already retrieved and received their loved ones. We will support the families so that we share with them the pain. And tomorrow, for those who are affected, we will be able to have a general mass service to remember the souls of our departed countrymen and women.
This comes amid the death toll rising to 61, with various families still unaware of where their loved ones are, as Martha Wanjiku narrates.
Kuanzia hiyo siku tumekuwa tukitafuta ndugu yetu, brother-in-law. Yeye alikuwa tu kwa nyumba na nyumba zote zilienda. Hakuna kitu libaki, mawe zikaenda, everything. Yani nikaa tu mchanga ya kawaida, hakuna mtu alibaki hapo. So, juu alikuwa ndani na majirani, wenye wako hospitali, juu wenye hawako hospitali wamekufa, wanatuambia walimuona masaa ya jioni akiingia kwa nyumba. Tena ile kitu inafanya tujue hakika hayuko, yeye mwenyewe ndiye angekuwa anatutafuta juu, pia yeye anajua maybe tungekuwa kwa hiyo hali. Lakini ana simu yake ikatrakiwa, ikaonekana ilizimia tu hapo kwa hiyo area.
The same is the situation with Mary Wanjiku's family.
Wakati maji ilikuja, tulibebwa, mimi nikaswim kwa maji, nikaenda nikajitokelezea pahali. Wakati nilijitokelezea hapo, nikasimama tu hapo. Nikiwa nimesimama tu nikaona mtu amekuja, nikamuita, tukaongea, nikamuulizia watu hao wako wapi, akaniambia hajui, na mimi nikamwambia watoto wangu sijui pahali wako, lakini tulikuwa tumebebwa pamoja na watoto wangu watatu. Lakini wawili wameonekana na mmoja hajapatikana.
The families are now calling on the government to expedite the search for the bodies of their loved ones.
So tungeomba tu serikali tusaidie, tupate huyo mpendwa wetu. Juu hakika hata jirani yetu tu hapo bado hajapatikana.
Serikali inisaidie nipate huyo mtoto, hata kama amesaa aga, nitashukuru tu Mungu. Nataka tu nijue pahali yako.
Ian Kitani, Lookuptv.
Now, traders in Ahero town in Kisumu County are counting losses after River Nyando burst its banks following a heavy downpour. Now, elsewhere in Kirinyaga County, families have been urged to relocate to higher grounds to avert disaster. George Kayesi with the flood watch across the country.
This has been the situation for the better part of the day after River Nyando burst its banks, taking control of the town. In the midst of the devastating situation, business owners in this region, along with thousands of Kenyans from various parts of the country, bore the brand of Mother Nature posed by the prolonged rainy season.
I work here. Here is my shop. This water came here yesterday at around 2 p.m. when we were here. Madhara yenye nimepata, everything inside is full of water. We can't work inside there. I have 4 machines. They are full of water, clothes, school uniforms which we made inside there. They are all full of water.
Concerns are mounting regarding the potential collapse of buildings in flood-affected areas of the town, reflecting the growing anxiety among residents about structural integrity amidst the deluge.
Shida kubwa kabisa ambayo tuko naye hapa ni kuhusu hizi manyumba zetu. Unajua maji kikaa kwa nyumba hii muda yote inaweza bomoka. Sasa ile ofu tumekuwa nayo sana ni hizi manyumba kubomoka.
Calls are being made to the government to implement a sustainable solution to address the recurrent flooding crisis in the region.
What I can tell the government is to look how they can prevent this water so that next time it can't affect us like this. And that's what I can tell the governments, to help us so that this they control it. So next time when it comes, it doesn't affect us too much.
In Kirinyaga County, more than 2,000 families have been compelled to leave their homes due to severe flooding caused by heavy rainfall. Kirinyaga County Commissioner Hussein Alaso has advised residents living in flood-prone regions to consider moving to higher grounds to avoid potential risks.
Karibu familia 2,000 wameweza kuathirika, lakini hakuna wale wako ambao kwa kambi la wameweza wengine wametoka baada ya maji kusubside, wameweza kurudi makwao, lakini kuna watu wachache ambao bado wanaishi na majirani yao na pia katika na familia wengine, na hao bado tunaendelea kumonitor na pia tunaendelea kuwasaidia.
After a week of adversity, emergency responders successfully rescued a 74-year-old man who was stranded perilously close to flood waters. Nyolongeti found himself encircled by flood waters from Athi River while keeping watch of livestock on Daini Island in Wamonyo. He was later rescued and transported to a hospital for medical attention.
Nilisombewa ni maji pale kwa Kidhama. Na maji ikawa mingi kwa wiki mzima. Kule nilikuwa nalisha ng'ombe. Nilikuwa nalisha ng'ombe. Nilikuwa nalisha kwa siku mingi, si moja ama wiki moja ama mwaka moja, ni miaka mingi. Lakini maji yakuwa namna hiyo.
Lookuptv.
Now, President William RUTO, or rather, let's check this. President William RUTO has promised to ensure that the 46.5 billion, all right, that's not the story. We're supposed to take the next story, which is Kenyans have been urged to prioritize savings as a means to bolster the nation's economic prosperity. Speaking at the launch of the 2023-2024 National Social Security Fund Corporate Strategic Plan, Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi stressed the importance of cultivating a culture of savings to drive economic transformation. He highlighted the negative effects of excessive income consumption and underscored the need for a paradigm shift towards savings.
In a significant step to new path and prosperity, the National Social Security Fund NSSF has launched Corporate Strategic Plan 2023-2027. Speaking at the launch, the Prime Cabinet Secretary commended the commitment of all NSSF team who are working hard to shape the future of the organization and Kenyans.
The strategic plan underlines the commitment of the entire NSSF team, whose efforts have been instrumental in shaping the future trajectory of your organization and that of Kenyans.
As the NSSF launches its corporate strategic plan, it sets a high standard for social security providers, driven by core values and a vision of trust and reliability. Exciting times are coming for members as they strive for excellence and financial security. Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection also emphasized on how NSSF has played a crucial role by providing a platform for everyone to save for their retirement.
NSSF has played a crucial role over the last 6 decades by providing a platform for every Kenyan worker to save for their retirement. The fund has made significant strides in improving access to social security benefits and has continued to adapt and evolve to meet the changing needs of the Kenyan workers and employers in the 21st century.
The fund, however, has made a giant leap over the years and made the changing needs of the workers as time goes by. The strategic plan prioritizes empowering members to achieve financial security through prudent investments and value-adding solutions, with a focus on being the trusted social security provider as they aim to deliver exceptional value. Majid Hussain, Lookuptv.
Now, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has said that the ties between Kenya and Somalia will be anchored on strong communal bonds that strengthen bilateral relations driven by goodwill and determination. He spoke at the third session of the Kenya-Somalia Joint Commission for Cooperation held in Nairobi.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, while at the third session of Kenya-Somalia Joint Commission for Cooperation JCC, has stated that Kenya will continue fostering good relations with Somalia in all areas of mutual interest to advance the socio-economic development for the two countries.
This joint commission is one of the most robust bilateral cooperation arrangements. Since the last JCC and several high-level engagements, I appreciate that both countries have made strides in implementing a number of resolutions.
Mudavadi, who is also Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, has lauded all those who were involved to have set the parameters on the conduct and promotion of the bilateral relations, adding that resolutions arising out of the session will serve our motivation for the finalization and signing of the pending draft instruments.
That the resolutions arising out of this session of the JCC will serve as motivation for the finalization and signing of the pending draft instruments, as well as an inspiration to further solidify bilateral cooperation for the mutual benefit of the people of our two countries.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Somalia Ahmed Maalim has applauded the strong relations built between Kenya and Somalia, saying that it has fostered strong ties between the nations. Ahmed also added that it will demonstrate a mutual commitment to collaborate and extend hands to address both political, social, and economic developments.
Somalia and Kenya have a long-standing history of bilateral relations dating back to the inception of both nations. It is an example that distinguished presence of His Excellency Hamza Abdi Barre, the Prime Minister of the Federal Government of Somalia, whose visit underscores the importance we place.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
We'll take a short break here on the bottom line. We'll be back with more stories in just a bit. Continue engaging us on our socials at Lookuptv, that is on Facebook and also on YouTube. I'll be sampling your feedback as we continue the program tonight. Now we do take that break. We'll be back in a moment.
Fikra zao ni picha ya yale waliyaona na simulizi ingali moyoni.
Kijana wangu ndiye akaja kanigongea mlango akaniambia, mama amka, maji imekuja na imefika kwa nyumba ya kina Vini.
Kufungua mlango nikapata maji imeshafika hapo kwa mlango yangu.
Hii ndio moja kati ya shule ambazo wakazi ambao wameathirika vikali na mvua inaendelea kunyesha wameweza kujisitiri, na wengi wao wameishi hapo kwa muda sasa.
Kinachowaponda zaidi ni kuwa bado hawajapata makao. Wanakoishi kwa muda tu wameagizwa kuondoka. Watakwenda wapi?
Contractor anataka kuendelea na kazi hapa, kwa hivyo ananiambia tujipange, tunataka kutoka hapa. Hatujajua pa kuenda, juu hatuna pesa, hatuna mbele wala nyuma. Sasa hatujui tutafanya aje.
Na iwapo watatoka, serikali iweze kuona ni vyema iweze kuwatoa sehemu hii na kupeleka sehemu bora zaidi.
Haya ni kwa mujibu wa bunge la wenyeji saa 2 kamili.
Are you an SME looking for a media partner? Look no more, as Lookuptv got you covered for all your visibility and marketing needs. We at Lookuptv understand your business needs and want to work with you on your marketing journey, giving you solutions that will take you to the next level. Call us today on 0707 572 358 or send an email to sales@lookuptv.co.ke and kickstart this amazing journey. Welcome to Lookuptv, your official SME media partner.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on the program. Let's continue with the news tonight. President William Ruto has promised to ensure that the 46.5 billion shillings World Bank loan will be well utilized for urban development. Now, speaking as he launched the second phase of the Kenya Urban Support Program, Ruto called on county governors to rethink how to grow their own sources of revenue to help spur development in their counties. Noting that money being offered by the World Bank for the project is a loan that must be repaid.
There is no doubt that climate change will continue to pose mounting challenges to our development and serious threats to human health and safety, especially in urban areas where 60% of residents live in informal settlements. I say this statement of 60% with a very heavy heart, because informal settlements, ladies and gentlemen, are very unhygienic, very indecent livelihoods where Kenyans live. And we must do whatever it takes, using the resources we have. The resources we have under COSEP will help us do planning. These resources will help us deal with stormwater, will help us deal with sewage, will help us deal with lighting, will help us deal with titling and organizing our informal settlements. And our housing plan will help us have decent homes for these Kenyans. We have close to 7 million people in Kenya living in informal settlements, and they deserve our attention. The focus on the most vulnerable through building climate resilience for the urban poor is very commendable, and I will be looking out specifically for municipalities, cities and towns that are keen on making sure that we support the urban poor.
Now, 3 people narrowly escaped death after the lorry they were traveling in veered off the road and plunged into River Ena along the Embu-Meru Highway in Embu County. Now, the incident occurred when the driver of the cement-laden lorry swerved to avoid colliding with an oncoming vehicle. Mati Masharia now reports.
Early Tuesday morning, residents here woke up to a tragic accident along the Embu-Meru Road in Embu County. The driver of the cement-laden lorry is said to have swerved to avoid colliding with another vehicle. Eyewitnesses recounted hearing a loud crash as the lorry careened into the river, prompting their immediate response to assist in extricating the occupants from the precarious situation.
Mimi nilikuwa nimeketi pale mahali penye ninapepea mbao. Sasa mimi nilisikia kururu, nikaona lori ya blue ikakuja karibu na Nranja. Ikashika ile chuma ya mwisho. Ndio nikaona lori imezunguka, alafu ikaangua ndio zoe imeingia ndani ya maji.
The lorry carrying a cargo of cement was left stranded halfway, submerged in the flooded river, highlighting the gravity of the incident. Embu County Police Commander Nicholas Maina confirmed that the occupants of the lorry were 2 men and a woman who were swiftly rescued from the partially submerged vehicle by eyewitnesses.
Tumekuwa tukilalamika kwa muda mrefu ya kwamba hii barabara tunataka kuona ikiwa kidogo ili kupunguza zile ajali zinatokea hapa mara kwa mara. Alafu ukiangalia kwa hii daraja hapa kuna bahari imepasuka na tunalalamikia serikali tukitaka ikuje itengenezwe mapema ili kuzuia ajali zingine kama hizi zisije zikatokea. Hapa kumekufa watu wengi sana na kuna wengine wamekuwa na majeruhi mengi kwa sababu ya hii barabara kukua mbovu.
Wale watu walikuwa ndani, kulikuwa na mwanamke ndani na driver na mwanaume. Hao ndio waliweza kuwapeleka na walitoka wakiwa wazima wakapeleka hospitali.
Walikuwa na watu watatu kwa gari, alafu dereva ametoka. Wawili wametolewa, kulikuwa na mama na baba. Wametolewa kwa maji.
The victims are now receiving treatment at Tenri Hospital following the harrowing ordeal. Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
Stakeholders in the production, sale and consumption of tobacco products called for differentiation in regulation since some smoking products have been proved to be harmless, unlike the combustive cigarettes. Now, in a public participation forum at the Kenya School of Government in Embu, the stakeholders gave their views on the proposed changes by the Ministry of Health to reduce its consumption.
The Kenya School of Government in Embu played host to a public participation forum with representatives from various sectors involved in the production, sale and use of tobacco products present. The Ministry of Health has put forward a proposal to implement measures aimed at curbing the health effects of tobacco.
I do agree that when I look at cigarettes specifically, given the risky profile of the product as a result of the intoxicants that come from the combustion of the product, graphic health warnings are appropriate for the category.
The stakeholders further discussed the proposed changes aimed at reducing health risk associated with tobacco consumptions. They suggested that there should be a warning that is more effective in communicating health risk associated with tobacco use, especially a pictorial warning, which they suggested should be enlarged.
We must start engaging in the conversation of harm reduction, especially targeting those people who use tobacco in this country. Some of the images we have seen are inappropriate, especially culturally. Some of them depict a lot of nudity, and we are calling upon these images to be aligned to our cultural beliefs and practices as a Kenyan society. And we also say that some of the images need to be backed by evidence. Otherwise, we cannot use images just for the purposes of scaring people and deterring them from using these products. It must be factual.
Manufacturing companies, along with some sellers and consumers, argued that certain warning measures lack scientific evidence to support their validity. Stakeholders further called for different regulations, emphasizing that not all smoking products pose the same level of harm. They urged that authorities to consider alternative products that have been proven to be less harmful than traditional combustible cigarettes.
Don't you imagine yourself being like that?
Stephanie Gugu, Lookuptv.
All right, thank you, Stephanie, for that particular report. Away from that, Bunga County has recorded a 28% prevalence of malaria cases, burdening health facilities. A report by the Ministry of Health has indicated that mothers and children are the most affected, with the spike in cases. The spike in cases is associated with climate change. Sonia Njeri now reports.
Bunga County has been put on high alert due to the spread of malaria, reported to be at 28% compared to 19.2% nationally. Moses Wambusi, the coordinator of malaria prevention mosquito net distribution, has emphasized the importance of combating the disease, pointing out that a large number of affected people are mothers and children. Wambusi has also urged Kenyans to ensure that they are registered to receive this mosquito net. He has further appealed to residents to prioritize environmental hygiene, adding that climate change has significantly increased the spread of malaria.
Utapata kwanza wale watu ambao wameathirika sana ni wamama wajawazito, watoto wachanga, wazee na wale ambao kinga ya mwili yao pia imedhoofika kwa njia moja ama njia nyingine. Na kwa ujumla tutakuwa na nets 1.2 million ambazo tutadistribute Bungoma County. Na lengo la kudistribute hizi nets ni kwa sababu Bungoma ni mojawapo ya counties katika hii region ya Lake Endemic, ambapo ugonjwa wa malaria uko kwa viwango vya juu. Ukiangalia prevalence ya Bungoma na kulingana na survey iliyofanywa mwaka wa 2010, unapata all the endemic the 8 lake endemic region Bungoma ikiwemo ni 19.2%. Na ukishuka chini ukuje katika Bungoma County yenyewe unapata the prevalence rate ya Bungoma County kwa upande wa malaria ni 28%. Kwa hivyo ukiangalia kiwango cha Bungoma hata kinazidi region mzima. Na ndiposa hiyo ndio nafanya sasa tuanze kuweka mikakati tofauti ya kuweza kufanya nini, ya kupeana net kwa community ili tuweze kupunguza hiyo prevalence rate ishuke chini. Mabadiliko ya climate change, hiyo maneno ya climate change inachangia kwa vyovyote, kwa sababu tukikuwa na mvua mingi kama kwa hii kipindi ambacho tukomo wa sasa, tuna mafuriko, kumaanisha kuna maji mengi, na vile mnapoelewa ni kwamba umbu wanazalia kwenye maji, wanapenda environment ambapo kuna maji.
Jasmine Maina, Lookuptv.
All right, let's get started tonight. Now, the Kenya Women Under-17 National Team Junior Starlets today did their 10th day of training in preparation for the first leg match of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers against Ethiopia. Now, the Mildred Churches-led side will lock horns with Ethiopia on Friday at Abebe Bikila Stadium in Addis Ababa before the second leg scheduled on for the 19th this month at Ulinde Sports Complex.
Team zote mbili ziko na good talents, iko na good crop of players wenye wamekuwa wakicompete kwa international level, so itakuwa mechi ya kujitahidi sana kwa wasichana wetu na also pia kwa makocha wetu.
Tunafuata chenye kocha anatuambia, tunakuwa discipline, alafu kila kitu itakuwa fit. Majamaa wako juu, wako na hiyo psych. Tunaomba tuende huko hivyo tu perform, to give our country good results.
Sorry, tulikuwa tunapiga hapo lakini
training imekuwa mzuri kuanzia siku ya kwanza hadi saa hii tunaelekea kumalizia masiku zetu za mazoezi.
Good results.
Sorry, tulikuwa tunapiga hapo lakini
All right, now USIU teams Flames and Twende were crowned champions of the Nairobi Red Bull H tournament held at USIU grounds. Now the USIU Flames ladies beat their opponents Rim Culture 14-4 to emerge victorious, while Twende won the male category by beating the Flamers 12-5 to win the finals. Now the tournament saw the winners qualify for the national finals of the competition set for June 1st at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi.
These guys play because we have the regional winners, we have Eldoret, we have Kisumu coming, we have Coast coming, and there is Nairobi also here. We just urge fans to come and watch this Red Bull 3-on-3. I'm sure it's going to be massive. Come everybody, that is the children, old men, young men, come and Nairobi edition was affected because of the rains, and because we had almost that is about 40 teams which had registered to come and participate, but fortunately they didn't turn up, and when we called them they were told us that the rains do not allow them to turn up. But we're going to try next time, and we believe that when we have these games indoor, we will ensure that we have more teams turning up. Great talent, slim young guys doing the stuff, and it's 2-on-3. We saw these young boys and young girls playing massively.
One of our teammates, Ariel, give us 4 3 points from the 3-point line that really escalated the game to a high level. It has to be leadership skills within the team. So that's the first thing. The coach is not supposed to be there.
We did our best during our training to prepare for these games, and I'm sure it's the one that made us to qualify for the nationals. I believe Red Bull has empowered women, because as other people, maybe so many didn't know about this. So through Red Bull, they're able to now know this Red Bull competition.
Now, the UEFA Champions' second leg matches resume tonight, with the PSG hosting the German heavyweights Borussia Dortmund at the Parc des Princes. Now, Dortmund will come into the match up with a slight advantage, being 1 goal up from the first leg, courtesy of a goal from Cyril Pocha class. Right, it is 31 minutes past the hour. Thank you so much for being part of this program tonight and trusting us to bring you up to date with the news making headlines across the country. We do not take that for granted. You, our viewer, are the reason as to why we do this every day. And for that reason, we say thank you so much. Good night and God bless you. My name is Brian Amwai. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Angel Lois, and this has been the Bottom Line KE. Let's do this again when God says we do.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 89